God promised Joseph greatness. Yeah. But it was not just him waking up to receive the greatness or to receive the promise. He had to journey. He had to journey. In the book of Genesis chapter 37, verse 5 to 11, I may not read everything. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamt. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obeisance to my sheaf. Verse 9. And he dreamt yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamt a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. So in Genesis 37, God makes a promise to Joseph. But he didn't just wake up to it. Joseph has to journey. Joseph has to journey to where the promise is. Listen, what God has promised is what he will do. But pay attention. After you have gone a journey, there is journeying. So Joseph has to journey in God to where the promise is, the promise of greatness. The promise of greatness for Joseph was in Egypt. Where is God giving him the dreams? In the land of Canaan. How long did Joseph have to wait? They say 13 years. So Joseph journeyed 13 years. That promise came to pass. We know it. He became the prime minister in Egypt. It's after a long journey that you reach the destination. Now pay attention. Your destination is where God has kept your promise. Your destination is where God has kept your promise. You have a destination. Taking the example of Joseph. The destination of Joseph was Egypt. That's where the promise was. But he is in Canaan when God gives him the promise. He is in Israel, the promised land, the Canaan land. When God gave him the promise, he had to journey. There was a long journey that Joseph had to take. Your destination is where God has kept your promise. It's for you to journey. Yes. To reach where the destination of God's promises are. It's for you to journey. It is for you to journey. Nobody will journey for you. Nobody will journey for you. There is no mercy. You have to journey. There is no shortcuts. You have to journey. And as you journey, this is one thing you should know. God has never failed. God has never failed. He can be trusted. Where we read in the book of Hebrews before, Hebrews chapter 10 verse 23, it says, Let us hold tightly, without wavering, to the hope we have found. For God can be trusted to keep his promise. God can be trusted to keep his promise. Wow. In Joshua chapter 21 verse 45, it says, Not a single one of all the good promises the Lord had given to the family of Israel was left unfulfilled. Every single promise, he fulfilled it. God is faithful. I don't know what they told you about God, but God is faithful. There is so much misinformation that people have about God, that he delays, that it doesn't come to pass. Listen, God is a promise keeper. He is a promise keeper. No matter what you're seeing right now, what you're seeing does not matter. The happenings around you will deceive you. God is a promise keeper. It's for you to journey to reach to where the destination of God's promises are. Pay attention. It is us who don't want to journey. We don't want to go through the journey. Listen. God has never failed. It is us, me and you, that we don't want to go through the journey to reach the destination. We won't take shortcuts. Shortcuts are available. What happened to Joseph? There were shortcuts. There were escape routes. When he landed at the house of Potiphar, the wife saw a handsome boy and said, my husband sometimes is not around. He's gone for wars and other stuff. Please service me. Listen to me. Joseph did not take that escape route. Joseph did not take that shortcut. The decision that he made brought more trouble to him. Don't worry if more trouble came your way. Because of a right decision that you made, you are in the right track. You are on the right track. Pay attention. Many want to go escape routes, but you cannot receive God's promises with shortcuts. You can never. You have to journey with God until destination where God has kept the promise. Joseph refused shortcut. He chose to journey with God. He chose to take the long cut, not the shortcut. He chose to journey with God until his destination where God has kept his promise, or where God had kept his promise. I'm talking to somebody. Maybe you took a shortcut and you want to run back to Jesus. In the book of Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 16, it says, find the good way, find the old path. Jeremiah 6:16, find the old path, find the good way and walk in it. The prodigal son came back to his senses. And when he came back to his senses, he was pardoned. He was restored back as a son in the family. It's not too late. It's not too late. I said it's not too late. It is not too late. It is not too late. You have to journey. So God promised Joseph greatness. And it was not just him waking up, and receiving the promise. He had to journey. I need you to know that you have to journey. And journeying is not a punishment. He had to go to Egypt where the promise was. He had to go there for him to find it. Egypt was his destination. Do you know you may not be knowing your destination? In fact, Joseph didn't know God never told Joseph in his dreams about his destination. And God doesn't have to say it. Pay attention. But trust him. If you had given up, if you are feeling discouraged because the journey is not easy. Look at Joseph. His brothers hate him. They sell him and he goes to Egypt as a slave. And when he feels like he has gotten a relief in the house of Potiphar, things get worse there. He lands in prison. It was not easy for him. I know the journey is not easy. You can easily be discouraged. You can easily give up. Don't you give up. Don't you give up in this journey. And don't make the mistake of taking a shortcut like Lot. Lot saw the green pastures. Yes. And he took a shortcut. He should have asked himself, why did not my father Abraham go that way? Why should I be the one to go that way? He should have humbled himself and stayed there, and God would have come through for him. If you were discouraged, I pray that you be strengthened. In the book of Isaiah, let me read for you this, and then I speak into your life. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. May the Lord strengthen you in the journey